In the meantime, to speak showbiz, here's Peter Ford. You like Mrs. Marsh, do you?
I love her. All that chalk and the ink and all that. It's great.
Very clever campaign.
You can drink ink and it won't hurt your teeth. What about Ava Gabor? Isn't she amazing?
Did you like her?
I liked her a lot, although I think she may... I'd hate to suggest anything, Bert, but I think she may have left out one little secret hint in how to look young, don't you?
What was that?
She looks... I don't know. Dare I suggest, but I think she may share the same doctor as Joan Rivers. There is a resemblance there, isn't there?
Oh, you can be so bitchy, Peter. There may come a time when you may need that sort of help, perhaps.
Could do.
Not all that far away.
But it's very acceptable in Hollywood anyway. I mean, everyone does it. They all sort of walk with sort of slightly stunned looks in their faces.
You don't believe in having any what do they call it? Any, what's the term they use?
Cosmetic surgery.
Cosmetic surgery of any kind, do you, Peter?
If it makes her feel good, do it.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. Incidentally, they've told me they've got a shot now of the photograph they use. That's the photograph they use over there in Hollywood for the people to... Well, what's wrong with that? I bet it's an old one. It was taken early last year. But it's nice to have it there by the camera. That's the whole thing, you know, with Jana Wendt and the famous actor Dustin Hoffman saying, "I love your eyes," and all that sort of jazz. You know he couldn't see Jana, don't you? He couldn't see Jana at all, but he could see the photograph.
Just a still, but she has got beautiful eyes anyway.
I think if Dustin came over here, he wouldn't be disappointed, would he?
He wouldn't be at all. I've been flying. I went up to Hamilton Island last weekend, which is another story. But
Why did you go to Hamilton Island? What's happening up there, showbiz-wise?
Well, Hamilton Island's fine, but it was a freebie, actually. I was on another island.
Do you pay for anything, Peter?
I was on this other island. It wasn't Hamilton Island. Hamilton Island's great. And it was like being trapped on the island of Dr. Moreau for 4 days. There was no phone in the room, no television. Hideous. Anyway...
You couldn't live without a phone.
Couldn't live. I went quite mental. In fact, I tried on Sunday to hire a seaplane to get off this island. It was going to cost me $400 to take me to Mackay, but I said I'll do it, and I couldn't get one of those.
Did you send any messages by bottle?
I was getting to that stage. But I was reading this in the Ansett flight magazine that they give you when you get on board, and these are excuses that people give when they're putting in insurance claims. Now, some of them are quite bizarre, and these are obviously the most bizarre of all. One of them is, "I thought the side window was down, but it was up, as I found out when I pushed my head through it. Coming home, I drove into the wrong house and collided with a tree that I don't even own." But you get a mention, Bert. You get a mention in one of these.
Really?
And it's right here. "My wife thought she saw Bert Newton, and when I turned back to the road, the woman in front had stopped for no apparent reason."
That's lovely, isn't it?
They didn't pay the claim either, by the way. It wasn't good enough.
Peter, I was warned that you're going to talk about the last temptation of Christ. That was on, what, 18 months ago?
Well, probably not quite that long, but it certainly at the time got a lot of publicity, and people were out the front of the theatres protesting and waving Bibles in the air and crucifixes, and they were very upset by the depiction of Christ in this movie, a Martin Scorsese movie. And in the States also, indeed right around the world, there were protests against it. Well, we're about to go through the whole thing again because it's coming out on video next month, and I'm told that those people who object to the movie, people who are followers of Reverend Fred Nile and others, are planning their protests already, an assault on the video stores. I saw the movie, and I was taught by the nuns and the brothers and all that, so I guess I had a pretty standard Catholic upbringing. And the movie, although I felt uncomfortable watching it, it really was not meant to be taken as fact. It really was, the scenes that people have objected to were meant to be fiction, dreams and all that kind of thing.
I saw it too. I thought apart from the subject material, apart from anything, it was boring. It was too long.
Very boring. I hope you went to confession, though, because I think
No, you wouldn't need to go to confession to see The Last Temptation of Christ.
There wasn't an edict out, you couldn't go?
No, there wasn't at all. No.
Well, a lot of people really wanted to have it banned. Indeed, some countries of the world were successful in banning it. But it's coming out next month.
Sorry, talking about movies, many, many years ago, a little boy at school, there's a film called One Summer of Happiness. And there was an edict about that at the school we were banned from seeing One Summer of Happiness. It was running at a little Continental theatre, and the story went that there was one scene in which there was a girl who was nude. So, come St Patrick's Day, when the whole school, has a holiday, I thought, I'm going to commit the sin. I think it might be worthwhile. Go and see the movie and then rush to confession, everything will be okay. So I got there a little late and got inside, and I might mention the scene in particular. I mean, if you could see anything at all, you'd have the best eyesight in the world, because it was just a girl getting out of a lake and you all had to pee and think. The lights came up and the whole school was there.
Not the brothers as well, I hope.
I don't think so. I'd like to say that to embellish the story, but I don't think that's how I remember it.
But the movie's coming out next month on video. If you do object to it, well, just don't hire it. Stay home and pray for those people who do watch it, because, you're not achieving anything by hanging around video stores waving crucifixes and Bibles.
What else is happening, Peter?
Dame Kiri Te Kanawa.
Oh, yes. Wish I could say that.
Marvellous, marvellous singer. Indeed, she probably is #1 worldwide.
Wonderful voice.
She arrives in Melbourne this weekend. She's working for the Victoria State Opera, and that is a great thrill for them, a great honour for them. them because she doesn't work with the Australian Opera or the Queensland or South Australian Opera. She will only work with the VSO, so they're very, very lucky. She's doing La Boheme, which of course she plays the role of Mimi in so well right around the world. And the great news is that this will be simulcast on television and radio. July 30, ABC TV and ABC FM have got it, and that should be a great treat.
Terrific. Peter, my good friend and also the best radio man in Australia, possibly the best radio man in Australia ever, John Laws has been off air.
Yes, for several weeks now, Lawsy has been off, and as is always the case when Lawsy's away for more than a couple of days, the papers start to go wild in Sydney with all sorts of speculation.
Anything serious?
No, nothing too serious. A scalp infection, in fact. Now, one of the stories going around was it was a hair transplant that he was having. That's not the case at all, although I think he may have had one or two in years gone by. Actually, have you seen the promos for Mike Walsh's new show next week?
No, talking about... Not yet, no.
Yes, hair transplants. Anyway, Lawsy's back on...
Oh, you are.
Lawsy's back on air next Monday after a couple of weeks. He's fine, but I think he may have actually lost some hair rather than gained some hair.
If you're watching, John, and it was a hair transplant, congratulations. If it wasn't, look after yourself, and I hope it grows anyway. Good luck to you, Peter. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday.
Sure will, Bert.
Peter Ford on Showbiz. After this break, Anthony Ackroyd joins us and we talk videos with him.